Hey guys, it's Michael. Welcome back to Michael in the Morning. Today is Friday, January 1st, 2021, and this is your second stimulus check and second stimulus package update as well as news report. We had a rare New Year's Eve session in Congress last night to vote and pass a $2,000 stimulus check bill. Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell were at odds over this, and Chuck Schumer came out and spoke on this bill.
Now, the Senate today meets for a rare New Year's Eve session for one reason only. The Republican leader has refused to allow us to vote on legislation to provide the American people $2,000 checks.
So currently, Mitch McConnell refused to budge on the $2,000 stimulus check because he wants it to be combined with a couple of other aspects in the bill. Right now, both Democrats and Republicans say that they will pass a $2,000 stimulus check, but Mitch McConnell and Republicans say it needs to be included with things such as repealing Section 230 and create a commission to study alleged issues with the presidential election. He says that's the only way he would want to pass the $2,000 stimulus check bill is if it is included with those two things. Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act shields internet platforms from liability for user-created content, has long been criticized by conservatives who have sparred with companies like Facebook and Twitter over unrelated issues. Many Democrats are coming out and saying that this act has nothing to do at all with stimulus checks or the pandemic or anything right now, and there's no reason to include it. They said it only should have $2,000 stimulus checks, and that is what should be voted on. The New York Democrat Chuck Schumer said, "Just give us a vote on the House-passed bill that included the $2,000 stimulus checks." Earlier this past week, House Democrats passed a $2,000 stimulus check bill that would increase the current $600 stimulus checks that are being sent out to $2,000. Schumer said that by tying the three issues together, Mitch McConnell has invented an excuse to avoid passing legislation authorizing the increased stimulus payments. He goes on to explain how Trump never made this demand and Mitch McConnell is just making an excuse. He says really he just doesn't want to pass the $2,000 stimulus checks, so he's tying it to other aspects that he knows Democrats won't want to pass. On top of all this, the Democratic-led House of Representatives passed the bill earlier this week, and the $600 stimulus checks are being sent out right now. So if you already have direct deposit set up and you received a stimulus check in the first round, start to check your bank account, see if it's already arrived, or if you're set to get checks in the mail, that could take a couple of weeks. They're going to start sending those out to the lowest income individuals first. Other good news, though, is that the $300 boosted unemployment benefits are already starting to go out. We'll see those starting this week because many states already have the systems in place to send out these payments. So both of these, the $600 per week in direct stimulus checks and $300 per week for boosted unemployment benefits, will be a lot smoother, get out a lot faster this time around. On top of this, Mitch McConnell came out and said yesterday on the Senate floor that the $2,000 stimulus checks that the House of Representatives passed and the Democrats passed earlier this week is simply socialism for the rich people. He explained how the data shows that many upper middle class Americans have kept their jobs during the pandemic, work remotely, and remain totally financially comfortable during the pandemic. So he says there's no reason to be sending out this much money to that many people. He said, on the other hand, some of our fellow citizens have had their entire existences turned upside down and continue to suffer terribly. He said, we do not need to let the Speaker of the House do socialism for rich people in order to help those who need the most help. So he says the $2,000 stimulus check that they pass is simply too broad. It helps more people than actually need the support, and it gives money to people who don't need it at all. He said that's just a waste. He said the money should be more directed at the people who definitely need it, who lost their jobs, and he explained how they did a lot of this support with the boosted unemployment benefits because that directly targets people who have lost their jobs. So anyways, right now, Mitch McConnell says he will vote on a $2,000 stimulus check bill if it's included with these other aspects in it about repealing Section 230 and including sections to go over election results. And on the other hand, Democrats say they want to vote on a $2,000 stimulus check bill just by itself, simply to increase the $600 to $2,000 with no other aspects in it. So right now, they're divided on other aspects, not on the $2,000. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But the $600 stimulus checks and $300 boosted unemployment benefits are being sent out, and those should start arriving in your bank accounts already, and they'll continue to arrive over the next couple of weeks. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to get your 4 free stocks, each valued up to $1,600 when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.